yeah, attractive, ambitious, like nice, kind, like family oriented, like all this. And if someone doesn't meet all of the standards, you're like, I'm not even going on a date with them, which is.
I'm not even going on a date with them. Ooh.
I know.
So then, like, so you're saying things like, geez, there's just nobody out there who I'm interested in, right?
Yeah. It kind of leaves me with that feeling of like, it's so difficult to find that person. Yeah.
These are the people who are saying things like, I just can't find anyone, or, there's nobody on my level.
Yep, exactly.
That's a common. Yeah. Drop a yes if you feel like you say there's nobody on my level. There's nobody out there.
Kay. See, Kay's the perfect person because she's gonna be vulnerable with me. Douglas, yes, so best. A lot of amazing people saying yes.
I know. We're speaking to the right people tonight, for sure. So, yeah. So what is the deal with the high standards?
Oh, another good point too. And it's also the opposite too. It's like, as Meet Me said, a lot are out of my league. So then it's like it's like both. Because then you find someone you're interested in and you're like, okay, they meet it. But I think, I don't think I'm in their league. But that's what I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. So it's like both.
So here's the thing. There's people out there right now who would be stoked to date all of you, who would meet standards, who would have a great, healthy relationship with you. I absolutely know that. I wonder how many of you all know that.
For those just joining, we are talking about how to have high standards and still open up your heart to love. And this is a show called Love Quest. And seriously, you're so welcome to be like part of the conversation. So feel free to ask questions or share your input.
Yeah, so I want to do just a little teaching moment here. Are we ready for it? Let's do it. Let's dive in.
Oh my, are we starting?
We're starting.
Oh gosh. All right. I am putting myself out to the fire for the good of humanity and the Meet Me community.
I think we need extra time, so I'm like, let's just do it. But actually, before we do, I want to explain a little bit about.
Please.
Okay, so look at this.
Oh my, Dr. Morgan.
I don't know. That's awesome. Thank you.
Dr. Morgan doesn't use the app that much. This is a beautiful thing. Thank you, Thomas. That's amazing.
Thank you, Thomas. That's great. Wow, this looks cool. So let's talk about. Blake, I'm going to talk about it, and y'all are going to learn about it. Let's talk about avoidant attachment and what the heck does that mean?
Please.
So, an avoidant attachment style is something that develops when you have learned that intimacy can be too much, or you've had past experiences where maybe you had someone who was very, very anxious, and you felt like you were really drained by the relationship. Maybe you had a parent who was overly involved in your life. And what can happen then is you develop avoidant attachment style, where you learn, I am just better on my own, right? Like Miss Independent, or, the guy who's like, I don't need anybody. A lot of times avoidant attachment can get the commitment phobe title, right? Like these are people who really struggle to commit and go all the way in. It feels scary. So I love Leia. She says my cat has avoidant attachment. I think all cats have avoidant attachment. So what happens is when you're dating, as a way to distance yourself, to not have to get close to people, you're really good at finding things that you don't like about the person. Like really, really good. And at one point in my dating life, I was like this, and I can remember there was one guy who was great, but he liked baseball. So there's an example. I was like, I'm not gonna watch baseball. Like if you have an avoidant attachment style, you're finding whatever you can so that you're not committing to the relationship. So that's my little precursor to our talk, Blake.
Got you. Avoidance. It makes so much sense. It's literally you're just finding. It's like you're inevitably going to find one reason to and that it wouldn't work.
You're searching for it and you find it, right?
Yeah.
You're looking for it,
Find it.
and you're gonna find it. Yeah.
Because even like your best friend in the world, you'll always find something to like disagree on. So
yeah, exactly. Here's what I want you to realize: perfect compatibility does not exist, right?
oh, please tell me that. Okay.
Perfect compatibility does not exist. There are things that we want to have in common. There's values that we want to share, right? You know what the most important thing in a relationship is for the foundation is that both people, trust is good, but both people want to be in the relationship. Both people want to show up and be in the relationship and work on it. That's the most important thing.
That makes sense. Because they, I guess, because you understand this is a growth experience. We're on the journey, you know?
Yeah, let's grow together. Let's be in this together. Let me support your individual growth. You're going to support my individual growth. And let's both show up every day in this relationship, right? Like, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. I mean, look, even if you're going to dance the robot, you can still find someone that will dance with you, you know?
Even if you're into dancing the robot, there's someone out there for you, for sure. Okay, y'all, you are going to love this. And in case you're just joining us, this is LQuest. I'm Dr. Morgan, clinical psychologist, relationship coach. This is Blake. He is going to get very vulnerable, and he's going to talk to us about what's going on in his dating life. Let's go, Blake.
Oh my, Nicole gave the alert, guys. I mean, look, this topic rings very true to me, and I feel like it really is. I'm at the point now where I truly feel like, yeah, I just want to have these high standards. I don't want to make a mistake in the person I'm going to date, but at the same time, like, I'm almost not going on dates because I'm like, yeah, I just have this maybe imaginable, standard that's just too high. I don't know. I'm a bit lost with it.
I really appreciate you sharing that, and I think so many people can relate. So it's this whole piece that you said, I don't want to make a mistake, or I don't want to do it wrong.
Yep.
What do you think that means?
Oh.
There's a psychologist question for you.
What does that mean? Yeah, I mean, I guess that means I'm happy staying in a state of comfort rather than a state of potentially opening myself up to her.
Yep. So good.
Was that good? Like, okay, that's really how I feel. Okay.
Yeah. So when you were sharing that, what I was hearing was fear of intimacy, fear of, okay, I'm going to maybe date somebody and there's going to be something that comes up where maybe it's not right, or maybe they hurt me in some way.
Yeah.
And, and it's like, for you, it feels safer to not have the intimacy than to have it and then maybe have it go badly.
True. Yeah, and it kind of comes back to my longest relationship. Like the last couple months were just so not great. And I was like, I'm like always worried that I could get in that situation again where I get in a relationship and then it doesn't go well. And it's like that scenario, it just scares me.
Blake, you're being so vulnerable. I really appreciate it. I think so many people can relate to that. I actually have a word for that. I call it emotional carryover. When you have emotional carryover from a past relationship, and so many people have that, right? But the problem is that emotional carryover is getting in the way of you having this relationship that you so deeply in your heart you want it, right? So
100%.
So you can have champagne with
Yeah.
with your girl, your woman.
You're right.
Yeah.
That
You
is
want
definitely a
that?
piece of it.
Blake wants to have little Blakies.
100%.
Yeah. So here's the thing. This is everybody here. This is really important. So I hope you can learn from Blake's vulnerability. You have to be able to rewire your relationship template. What the heck is that? So doesn't make your template, right, is comprised of all your past experiences, make up what you understand a relationship to be. But as you're moving into a new relationship, you have to wipe that slate clean and get clear on, okay, what do I want in a relationship? What is my ideal, healthy, reciprocal, amazing relationship, right?
That's a great point too.
Where your focus goes, energy flows. If you're focusing on that past relationship, you're going to recreate it, right? You have to change the relationship template.
Another mic drop moment. Yeah, no, it's like instead of that feeling of here we go again, it's like I should not be having that feeling. Yeah.
No, yeah. So here's a thing though that I want to make sure everybody understands. Blake is allowed to have standards. We want the man to have standards, right? Like you are absolutely allowed to have standards. And how can you rewire your relationship template and make space for a new relationship, right? Have standards, new template, and make space for the relationship.
Yeah, no, it's such a good point. I mean, also too, is like, I don't know if I have the best clarity on exactly what I'm looking for. I'll just be honest too. Like, I know, and man, I hope other people are with me. If you're in the chat with me, I really would love for you to be with me because I don't think I'm alone, but if I'm alone, it's fine. But yeah, like I know I have high standards. I know I want like the woman of my dreams. That's, a term I'll use, but at the same time, I can be honest that I don't know if I know exactly what that woman of my dream looks like.
So that's a really good point, right? And here's the thing, when you're thinking about standards, I want you to think about what really matters to you. What is really, really important, right? And you can think about I like to do it this way with my clients. So I'm giving you all the inside scoop here. Think about your 5 non-negotiables, the 5 things that you really, really need, and then the 5 that would be nice to have.
I'm taking notes with everyone else. Seriously, can you repeat that again? Like, I really want to write that down.
Yeah. Leia says must love Disney stuff. Ooh. That's a great example, Leia, of everybody has different things. Everybody has different things that are really important to them. For me personally, my partner has to care about physical fitness because that's a huge priority for me. They have to want to go to the gym. Like I love the gym, so we have to be able to do that together. But for other people, they don't care,
So what was it, the 5? What was it, 5?
5 non-negotiables, 5 things that you need. And then 5 things that would be nice. Like you can call it your non-negotiables and then the bonus list.
Kay, just so you know, Kay, write down yours. We'll ask you too when you come up as a guest.
I love that.
Okay, so like for me, wanting a family for me, because like I want little Blakies, as you know. I want kids in my life, and so yeah. I think that's a non-negotiable. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm open to dating someone who has kids, and if they're incredible and they don't want kids, like maybe that does satisfy that. So that's an interesting one there.
That is, yeah. Here's the thing that I always tell people too when you're dating. So how to apply this to dating. You ready?
Oh, so ready.
Okay, y'all. So I want you to get really, look at this full vibe. How cute is that? So I want to encourage you all, get so clear about your non-negotiables, about the things that you want in a partner. Have that clarity, but then in the dating experiences, in the day-to-day, let go of your expectations, and you have to go into information gathering mode, or you're, you know, where you're the love scientist, like you're gathering data, right?
Mm.
So it's like clear about the outcome, but then in the day-to-day, as you're in the early stages of dating, you got to release expectations and just allow yourself the journey of getting to know someone, right? Like,
Okay.
it's not going to be clear right away if somebody's not meeting your standards, right? Like you do, I mean, in some cases it might be, but most of the time you have to give people a couple dates, like 2 to 3 dates, to really know, does this have potential?
Kay said she's in trouble. I feel the same way, Kay. That's why I'm glad you're the guest with me.
Yeah. So, Blake, I mean, honestly, like one of the other things I wanted to talk about with dating is making space for it.
Yeah, please.
So people, when they have the really high standards, a lot of times they have a lot going on in their lives, which is great. You have work going on, maybe you have great friendships, you have all these hobbies, you have high standards for you, so you're a high performer. And what can happen is you're filling up your life with all of this other stuff, and then you're not making any space for dating. Like there's no room. Be honest, would you have room in your life for dating right now?
I would go to the moon for anyone I meet, okay? I'd go to another planet. Like, we could go out of this world. No, yeah, so truly the answer is yes. I feel like I do, but at the same time, it's not easy. I am super busy, so it's very easy to make an excuse, a legitimate excuse. I have too much work, too much side projects, but at the same time, if I found that special someone, I'd be pumped. So yes and no, you know?
So here's the thing, like you have to be able to make the space even before the person is there.
Ooh. Okay.
So it's like, if you build it, they will come. If you if you make the space in your life for a relationship, then there's that capacity, there's that energy that you have to welcome in a relationship.
Got you. Okay. So what does that mean? So like, would that be potentially like using a dating app an hour a day and really opening my heart up in that hour on the app or on Meet Me, or when I'm on Meet Me and I'm doing Date Box, truly like no expectation, becoming a scientist, a love scientist every day? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Blakey. I love when you like tell me things that I've told you before. Blake is the best student, you guys, I have to say. Like you definitely take my advice. You take it in.
Absolutely.
I'm proud. Yes. So making time for intentional dating where you're showing up, you're in great energy space, your heart chakra is open. I'm just being woo-woo, but
no, I love that.
you have to make space for it, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Ah, so good. If you're just joining, Dr. Morgan is here getting me real vulnerable because I'm expressing. I feel like how many people feel, which is that we all, like me, I have these standards, or like honestly, I don't even know my standards. I'm realizing as well. So I think I have these standards. I think I need to define my standards a bit and open myself up to love. And one of the ways Dr. Morgan is saying is like having intentional spaces, every part of your day where you're opening your heart to the possibility of love?
Yeah. I want you to think about it this way. If you have space in your life for a relationship, then when you actually start dating someone, right, they will take up that space. But if you're never making space, if you're always with your friends, you're always working,
Yep.
you work 2 jobs, and you're a meet me streamer every single night,
Yep.
where are you going to fit in a person, right? Thank you, Shy Guy. You're not going to fit him in. So that's the tough love, Dr. Morgan tonight with Blake there.
No, I appreciate it so much. Seriously, this makes so much sense to me. I hope it does to everyone else too. Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm going to start dancing the robot right now. But like,
yes.
No, okay, real quick. So I think it starts first with setting your standards, truly understanding what your standards are. Sometimes you got to take notes, guys. I took some notes. Yeah, 5 non-negotiables, 5 things that you would want, right?
Yes.
That you would. Okay, so starting there, but then as you open up intentional love every day, you're actually not in some ways thinking with those standards. That's the last piece for me. I would love for, because it's like you have the standards, you're now clear, but at the same time, every day you're like kind of releasing yourself from the standards, right? Like,
yeah. I like to think about it this way. So you're very clear on the outcome. You can say like, hey, my goal is I'm an amazing wife and this is what my husband is like, and you're very clear on the outcome.
Yeah.
But then in the day to day, as you're dating people and you're in the early stages of dating, you have to release that pressure, or you have to release also the expectations, because if you're putting all of that on your early stages of dating, you won't be able to foster the connection, and you may push people away too quickly. So you have to release the expectations in the micro, in the day-to-day, in the early stages of dating.
Got it. So it's not like when I open up my date box on Meet Me, the moment someone comes in, I say, hey, here are my 5 non-negotiables. I don't have to like.
Yeah, and you're not like, hey, I'm looking for the mother of my children. Like, I'm interviewing for that. Are you interested?
Yeah, they're like, what? I just want to say hi. Where are you from?
Like,
how's the weather? Yeah.
You're like, so I'd really like some little Blakies, and I'm interviewing for that.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Well, this is so good. I want to hear from our guests.
Yeah.
We need to bring up Kay.
Kay is dope, and she's going to make me feel so much better because I know I'm not alone. If you're just joining, we're going to have Kay Smiles come up. We're going to then have another role play coming up too, and we're going to get to audience questions. We're talking about having high standards while still opening your heart to love. What else would you say we're talking about?
I would say how to apply that to dating, how to make space for dating in your life, even if you feel like your career is number one and maybe you don't meet anybody on your level. So how to make the space for love. Yeah.
So good. Kay, when you're ready, request the guest box.
I'll be back for sure.
All right, Dr. Morgan, toughest thing ever to let you go, but I'm very excited for our guest. She's one of the most talented singers. She's an amazing person. I call her my friend, and I think the guest box, we'll just have to request it again. Oh, man, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Here's the thing. When I'm talking to Dr. Morgan, I kind of black out, so I don't know what I just said for the past 20 minutes. Hopefully it was okay. It was all truthful. But seriously, she puts you under a trance. It's like, same with her podcast. I was on her podcast. I got so vulnerable. It was an hour later. I thought it was 10 minutes later. Not good. All right. Let's everyone welcome my amazing friend, Kay.
Hi.
What is up?
Oh, no.
First question, what do you think about what we've been talking about? Any of it ringing true for you?
A lot of it is ringing, but then there's also stuff that you and I definitely differ on.
Ooh,
I
okay.
know. And a little bit of like what she was saying where I was listening. So I wrote notes because I didn't. It's hard to remember everything on.
I don't. How would you introduce? Sorry, I wanted to introduce you. You're Kay Smiles. You stream every day. Like, give a quick intro. You're so awesome.
No, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
Okay, you don't have to.
Don't do it. I'm Kay Smiles. That's all you need to know.
She's Kay Smiles, and she differs from Blake in so many ways. She has a list of all the ways.
True.
Talk
Okay,
to us.
so one of them was that you were saying, or sorry, Dr. Morgan was saying that like you know, a fear of doing it wrong can make you have the fear of intimacy. And like, I don't have that fear. So I'm like, well, what's my problem? If I don't have that fear of doing it wrong, what could it possibly be for me as to why my standards are so high? And so that's one of the questions that I had.
Yep.
So, and then she was talking about like making time. So that's another thing I struggle with, where it's like I own a company. Like I was working 14 to 16-hour days, but if someone was worth my time, and what I mean by that is like I got along with them, I like their vibe, I would definitely cancel everything to go out with them, no problem. So it's not that I don't have time for dating, but that also is a struggle to me because I'm always like doing my value of like, okay, well, I could be bettering my business right now, or I could be out with this person, but if I don't see it going anywhere, what the F is the point? And that's the problem for me. It's like I'm very quick to be like, no.
Right, because because your point is your time's valuable and you don't want to waste time.
But where you and I differ is, as she was talking to you, you were like, you know, now I don't really know like what I want. No, I know what I want. I know what I want. Like,
what does Kay? What's Kay's dream?
It's like,
talk to us.
Like, come on.
Come on.
But the problem is like, there are certain things that I will differ on, you know,
right.
But like if one thing is better than the other, so it's not like there's no crazy deal breakers is what I'm saying. Like they're just things that I look for, and they're more so like characteristics of the person. Like I like old fashioned, I like family oriented, I like loyal and supportive, I like obviously attractive, but they have to be really ambitious. I don't like smokers, and I don't like people that do drugs at all. So those are probably deal breakers. If someone does drugs, that would be a deal breaker for me. And getting into you know, a deeper level, I feel like when it comes to, you know, doing drugs, I think about if I want to have kids with this person, and then I'm like, well, if we have kids, like, are they gonna get into drugs? Are they gonna like the value thing, you know? So there's always a reason. It's always like thinking of the future for those reasons as to why I pick a certain person. Now the things that I would like are a whole nother list, but those are ones that are like you know, that I won't settle on. And I think that's hard. Also though, I think I struggle with, she said like you don't want to scare people away. Well, I feel like I'm an extremist. So like I mean, I've been single for so long, like 3 years. So when I find something I like I go for it, and like I don't stop. And it's not good because it scares people away. But then at the same time, I feel like I'm not truly being myself if I'm not like open and honest and being like, hey, you know, like I like you. I don't like games. Let's try, you know? And so it's hard because there's like finding that happy medium, but where you're still being true to who you are. And yeah. And what else?
So good, Kay. I can't wait. Dr. Morgan, it's going to be so fun to hear her. Uh-oh. What's Kay got for us?
Okay, so yeah, like I really do strongly feel like I am ready for a relationship, and I feel like I have an absolutely amazing life. Like, you know, like you cannot be happy with someone until you love yourself and are happy on your own. I strongly, truly feel that way. And I'm definitely there. I've been there for a while, but I feel like now that I'm so happy emotionally and just so fulfilled on my own, I find it hard to like, because my standards are so high, I find my standards are higher even because I'm so happy on my own. So it's like...
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, yeah, it's like your time. You don't want to waste even a moment of your time on something that's not worthy. Oh, my God.
One other thing that I want to touch on that she talked about, sorry, it's hard because I have to like keep going back to referring to what she was saying. I was saying that like I do close myself off when I go like on one date and it doesn't work out. She was saying that it takes 3 days. No, I know in the first 10 minutes if it's gonna work or if it's not.
Okay.
I know. This is terrible. She's gonna give me so much shit.
I can't wait.
But it's a vibe, you know.
Yeah.
You can see it if you feel it or if you don't. I do not need 3 dates to know if I'm like into the person or not. Like, no. and so that's the problem is like if they get one date, then it's like, but usually honestly I'll talk to someone because it's usually like from online meeting, right?
Yeah.
From online meeting. And I'll talk to the people for maybe, I don't know, we'll say like 4 days, and I'll either like call it or not. Like if it's like more than 4 days, then
Oh, Kay, absolutely amazing. Man, I know she didn't mean to cut out right then, but I'm like really excited to let you finish, and then we're going to get to Dr. Morgan. Real quick, for those just joining, welcome. This is Love Quest. It's a dating talk show. I'm your host. Dr. Morgan will be here soon, but we are finishing up with Kay. She's talking about her high standards. She's not willing to settle. She's Kay Smiles.
what was I talking about?
I
went on a rant. I do this. I'm sorry.
What were you talking about?
Let me refresh. No, so I was talking
4
about...
days. 4 days. You don't even need 4 days.
No, you don't even need 4 days. Like if people do certain things like after a certain amount of time, I just like, no, I'm not interested in meeting you. Like, and I don't want to waste their time. I don't want to waste their money. So it's like better if you just end it and let it go. You know what I mean? Like I'm not one of those people that wants to use someone, and I also don't want to like go out with someone just because I'm lonely. Like I'm not lonely. I have friends. I'd rather go out with my friends than like spend time getting to know someone that's not going to go anywhere.
I think we have this in common, Kay. We have great times with ourselves. Maybe that's like, you know, like I'll wake up, I'm dancing, I'm like, I'm having a blast. You know? And like, yeah, no, absolutely.
I think those are all the things. But yeah. Oh, and I also wonder, because sometimes when I meet someone, they're like all the way around the world or something, and I'm like, oh yeah, I see potential in that person. And like, oh, they seem so perfect. But is there a reason I'm doing that? Like, is it that I can't find anyone near me, or is it because like I know that it's like a sabotaging thing where it's like I know it can't go anywhere. Okay, that's it.
Hey, you are seriously an amazing guest. Oh my gosh, Kay Smiles was an absolutely incredible guest. Seriously, thank you from the bottom of my heart, Kay. You were, oh my. Dr. Morgan, I'm like so excited to hear your thoughts on everything Kay just said. How lucky are we, Dr. Morgan? That was.
Wow. She's great. Kay, you're wonderful. I'm so glad that you're here and that you were so vulnerable. She shared all her thoughts. I so appreciate it. Wow. And she took notes. I was like, oh, I'm so impressed.
I'm taking notes. Yeah, it's like we're all taking notes here.
Oh, she's so funny. She's like, oh, Dr. Morgan isn't going to like this. It's so funny. Oh, man. I do give tough love, but it's because I care about you all and I want you to have great relationships. So Kay, I hear you. You are running a business. Uh-oh. What is my phone doing? Ah! Okay, I'm back. So you're running a business. You're a boss babe. You have your life figured out. You are Miss Independent. You know, you enjoy your own company. And absolutely, y'all, what she's saying about, you know, your own self-worth needs to be in a really good place. You got to enjoy your life before you can really have that healthy, great relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Because if I'm putting my happiness, if my expectation is that my partner is going to make me happy,
yep,
it's way too much pressure on a relationship. So yeah, you and her both have this in common. You are both living your best lives as single people and you're happy. But here's the thing. If you're honest with yourself, if you're really honest with yourself, do you want that partner? Do you want that person to do life with? I think Kay would say yes, and I think you would say yes.
1,000,000,000%.
So some of my homework for y'all who kind of feel the same way, and for Kay too, is to think about why. I want you to just do a journal entry. Why does it matter that I have a partner? Why? What's going to happen if I don't? Think about, yeah, what will my life be like if this doesn't happen? So I want y'all to be honest. Everybody could do it. Journal this out. Okay, so why is it important to have a partner? What's going to happen if I don't? Reflect on that, okay? Because here's the thing. You both are very, very comfortable where you're at. And sometimes when we're comfortable, we don't have the motivation for getting out there, for being vulnerable, for doing the work of dating. And yeah, dating is an adventure, right? Like dating is fun. But here's the thing. Anything, I know that she is saying, you're saying you don't want to put work, you don't want to waste your time.
Yeah. Guess
what? Anything worth having takes time and effort. I would expect you all to know that as successful people.
True.
If you want to have a great relationship, you got to put some damn time into it. Okay? And here's the piece with that you have to be willing to be a love scientist. You have to be willing, Kay, to go on that first date or the second date and not have it go well. And here's the phrase, Blake, you know the phrase. Do you want to say it?
There's no failures in dating.
Hey! Yep, you got it.
Okay.
There's no failure in dating because if you go and you meet someone, you're gathering data that that's not the person for you. You are one step closer to meeting the person that is for you. But if you never put yourself out there and you don't have those experiences, you're not going to get to that great relationship that you want. Woo! Sorry, I got fired up. I got fired up.
No, thank you. Seriously, it rings true because I'm with Kay in that too. Like, yes, there is some from past relationship, a little bit of fear, but at the same time, it's also what Kay was expressing as well. And, you know, you're heating up.
Wow. Thank you, Leia.
Kay asked, should I go on a new date every night?
No. So yes, you want to put yourself out there. You want to put yourself out there consistently. And I've talked with Blake about this. You want to be aware of your capacity, Kay. So when you can be in a place where you have no expectations, you have the energy, you've made the space in your life for dating, right? You've made that space, then you can show up and go on the date. But I'm definitely not saying like you have to do it every night, you have to do it even every weekend, but you have to show up and you have to show up consistently, you know?
Ooh.
It's just like the gym. You want to have a, you know, healthy body. You want to feel good in your body. If you go like once every 6 months, I don't know. I don't think that's going to work. Like dating's the same way. You have to have some consistency.
So good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then, okay, Kay said so many good things. Kay, thank you for being an amazing guest.
She was the best.
Kay, you're the best, and I swear anything I'm saying is with love. It comes from the heart because I want you to have a great relationship. She was saying about the fear of being too direct when she likes someone.
She's all in. She's like smothering them. Yeah. Which sounds fun. But
so here's what happens. Here's what happens a lot of times when you're someone who has more of this avoidant attachment style. When you finally do like someone and you're in the relationship, a lot of times you can switch to anxious attachment. And it's totally infuriating because you're like, what? I let this person in. I never let anybody in. And then now I'm scaring them away. Like, what's this, right? It can be totally infuriating. So Kay, when you do like someone and you're in it, I want to remind you, you're a love scientist. You're gathering data. You don't have to go so deep into the investment of the relationship really quickly. You can take your time. So do you see how those are two extremes, right? We have, you know, I'm not going to date anybody. I'm single for 6 years.
Yep.
And then you have, oh, you're the one. It's, you know, let's go, right? So you got to make sure that even when you do like someone, you're taking your time, you're pacing it, and you're really getting to know each other.
Ooh, that makes so much sense. Val, who I love very, very much, she says, I'm the opposite. I get so scared of being clingy. I'm super distant and come off as uninterested. You know, playing the game a bit.
Ooh.
I know.
So what can happen is that when you play the game, you can definitely throw things off, right? Like you can totally throw off a connection. So you want to be authentic. If you like somebody, you want to express it. You want to tell them, but you don't want to just do it too quickly or all at once. You got to take your time. The intimacy onion. we gotta peel the layers. It seems like a lot of people are really relating to this topic today. I love it.
Absolutely. I feel like we're all in the same boat, you know? It's like we're in this boat and you're our captain and you're driving us in a beautiful direction, but we're still like on choppy seas. The seas are still choppy. We have the best captain in the world, but we're still out in the crazy ocean right now.
No, it's so good. It's so good. Blake, do you feel like you have some things that you're going to do differently now?
Yeah, I feel like I have some homework, and then I want to do some of this homework, and then also too, I think I gotta make some room for intentional love openness, whatever I want to call it. I gotta figure that out. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to address one more point because I think a lot of people in here. So let's talk long distance relationships for a second.
Totally.
If you find yourself chronically attracted to people who live far away from you, and I'm not talking like next town, but like they live far away, okay? Like you got to take a train or a plane, you know, there is likely some avoidant attachment happening there.
Got it.
So, because what's happened is you're able to idealize that person. Guess what? They might meet all of your lovely standards because you don't actually hang out with them in person. So you've pedestaled them, you put them on a pedestal, you've idealized them. And then bonus, you don't actually have to get that close to them so it doesn't feel scary. So the long distance pattern with avoidantly attached people is very, very common.
Ooh. That's a very good question. Can you actually be in a relationship if you've never met? Like if you talk a bunch and someone you talk to, I'm like, is that? I'm gonna say no, but
I need to take a deep breath.
Did I just ask one of the most controversial topics in the dating world? Whoops.
Oh man, let's ask the audience. Everybody,
okay,
drop
like
in the
that.
chat. Drop in the chat.
Yeah.
Like, let's poll this. Can you be in a relationship with somebody that you've never actually met in person?
Yes, love the
People
question.
say no. Some people say yes. Some people say hell no.
Okay, all right.
Oh, like they live.
Oh, the yeses are making a comeback.
Like they live. They live on another planet. So here's my take on it. It's all about how you define what is a relationship, right? What is the relationship? You can have a DTR, a define the relationship conversation, a DTR, and maybe you both agree that you are exclusive, like you're not seeing other people, right?
Okay, right.
But in my mind, to say that you are officially a couple and you are together and you've never been in the same physical space, to me that feels like you don't have the data you need to determine that you would be in a relationship. Does that make sense?
Definitely does. And Andrea asked, I don't know what DTR is. It means define the relationship. So it's having the talk. You know, are we a couple? Are we exclusive? Yeah. Are we just having fun? And Dr. Morgan surprisingly allows people to say, oh, I'm just having fun. Like if that's what you're looking for. The worst is not expressing what you actually want out of the situation.
Exactly. When you're an adult and you're showing up with another adult in a relationship, you get to say what you want and what you're looking for. And if you just want to have fun, then say you just want to have fun. But if you're looking for a relationship, then you get to say that. So, and Blake and I, we should do an episode on how to have the DTR successfully.
Ooh, yes. Great topic.
Oh my gosh, someone's going on a date with our advice.
Wait, what?
On date 5. She's going on date 5.
Who's going on date 5? I love you. Who are you?
Tyranny. She said, I used Dr. Morgan's advice, and I'm going on date 5.
Yes.
Date 5 is serious. Woo.
Yes, we're going to start getting testimonials.
Woo, he loved date 5. Oh, that's exciting.
Seriously. All right, Doctor. So here's the question. Do you have any more to talk about from Kay, or should we go into our one more role play? Like, up to you. You've been killing it. I'm with you.
Oh. Well, Blake, I know we did talk about we did talk about having the define the standards conversation, right? Like how to say like what your standards are. We were gonna role play that.
Yeah.
Do y'all want us to role play? We will do it. Drop a yes if you want us to role play. We will do it.
We can role play or we can.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're doing it.
All right. So always a yes to role play, Val says. Okay. Got you, Val.
Look at all these yeses. Let's do it, Blake.
All right.
You
So what's the
remember-
scenario? Are we
So-
just, is this the first time we're meeting or?
So this is like date 3. Things have gone pretty well. It's date 3. We're getting to know each other.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
This is that scenario. Got it.
Okay.
Hey, Morgan. What's going on?
What's up, Blakey Poo? How are you?
Nothing. Just came back from playing some sports with Jameson. We had a great time. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad that you and Jameson get to hang out. I know you guys love to drink whiskey together and play sports. That's great.
True. You know me well.
Hey, so are you open to having a conversation?
You know it. Sure. What's up?
So I know that this is our 3rd date and things have been going really well. I really like you.
I agree. Things are going great.
Yeah, it's been so fun to hang out. Everybody's making me laugh today. I wanted to talk with you about kind of what we're looking for. Are you open to talking about that?
Sure.
Okay. So I just wanted to make it clear that I am looking for a relationship that has potential to be a long-term relationship. And I really care about someone who would like to have a family and would like to build a life together, travel together, grow businesses together, have fun. Those are the things that are really important to me.
Yeah. No, I love that too. I'm looking for something very similar. I'm looking for someone to build an empire with. I want to be that dream couple that people see and they're like, that couple is completely in sync.
I'm so glad we had this conversation. Is there anything that you feel like you want to share with me?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking to have, at least a couple little Blakeys, so hopefully we have some little Blakeys out in this world. They're going to be great kids. Yeah, I'm looking to be community members, like together as a couple. I want us to be part of whatever community we live in. Like I want us to be known in the community as like the couple that cares about those around everyone. So yeah, I mean, that's the relationship I'm looking for. And I want to be in a couple that someone is comfortable being in the public eye. So that is actually very important to me. It's like someone who's comfortable being in the public, whether it's in the community, whether it's online. Like I want to share to the world, this is my partner and like we're a dream team.
Okay, Blake. So I hear you saying that you do want children, you want a family,
Yep.
and you want someone who really cares about the community.
Yes.
And who's really comfortable being seen in the public eye.
Yeah.
And someone who you can really, really grow with.
Yep.
Did I get that right?
You got that perfect. Are you that person?
So, and then obviously, I think, okay, we'll end it there.
That was awesome.
That was good.
Great.
So the thing I want to say though is when you're sharing that and you're sharing the standards, you can always say like, hey, I don't know if that's you. Like Drake might ask me out tomorrow and I'm definitely going to date him. But like, maybe we will, maybe this could be, but I'm glad that we're talking about what we want. So we know if we're on the same page, right? So you don't have to say like, absolutely this is what I want from you, but you're saying, hey, I just want to make it clear, this is what I'm looking for.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So that's a good distinction. Yeah.
And do you have like a set, like you should have this conversation on date 3? Is it more, not as set in stone, kind of like, when you should have this conversation?
So to get to Kay's point about not wasting time, You want to have it probably earlier on. I would say probably by date 3, but also sometimes people need a little bit of time to, build a little bit more of a connection or build a little bit more security in the connection. But I would say probably date 3.
Got you.
If not before.
Dr. Morgan, this is so good. It's already 8 o'clock.
Whoa!
I know. This has been probably the fastest episode we've ever had. How are you doing on time? And to people in the chat, do you guys want more? Like, we usually end right at 8, but I mean, we could keep going if people want to ask questions. If you have even a couple minutes more.
Yeah, I do, Blake. I've got all the time for you.
Aww. Yeah.
And for the Meet Me community, because I care about y'all. I want y'all to have great relationships. So,
Chris Cass says, date number 1, do you like sushi? Date number 3, so about us having children.
About us having children.
So good. So this is Dr. Morgan Zai's favorite part. If you have a question, seriously, you have the amazing opportunity to ask. Yeah, this is just, you can ask Dr. Morgan.
Oh, man.
Any question you have.
Blake,
so, yeah.
We seriously have so much fun doing this. It's ridiculous.
I know it's fun because time goes so quick. Like, seriously, I cannot believe it's been an hour. I'm, like, in shock.
I know.
Ooh, Peaches, can we talk about this before date 1? Yeah, that's a good question. See, I was kind of wondering that, too, actually, with Peaches. Like, can you talk about this? Like,
so, honestly, I personally feel that it's better to talk about it in person, because here's the thing, sometimes you can get ahead of yourself and you can start building those expectations of like, oh, this person is really great. But if you've never met in person, do you even want to know what their standards are? Have they even earned the right really to tell you what they want? I don't know. That's just kind of my thought.
I think Kay said it too. She said getting past the vibe test. Like, I think you're wanting someone to. That's what Kay, I think, was saying, and I think she was trying to say, like, I already know by date in the first 10 minutes if I even want to date that person. It doesn't take me till date 3. But maybe it's because she's just going like surface level, like, and I'm in that boat too of like getting past the vibe and even opportunity to move into the more serious stuff.
I love when Blake talks about vibes. So here's the thing, like, obviously there's gonna be times when you feel the vibe, you feel it right away, and you are out of there. We've all been on those dates. I know I have. One time there was a guy who said he was 6'2", and then I got to the date and he was like 5'4", and he had picked up his suit from Goodwill and it was like 3 sizes too big for him. Yeah, like, I felt the vibe within like 30 seconds, so there's gonna be times when it's that scenario, but there's also gonna be times when, hey, the first date can bring up a lot of anxiety for people. Sometimes they're not always their best self, they're not always their most authentic self, and sometimes you gotta give it a little bit of time, right? You got to give it a little bit of time.
So, Kay was saying, like, so what happens if someone passes the vibes test, but then you discover that they just want to sleep with you? Oh, sorry that happens, Kay.
I'm curious how you discover that, if they say that or if you find that out. But here's the thing. Obviously, you're so much more than that, whether you're a man or a woman, right? Like, you are so much more than your physical body. So what you want to do is, if that is the case, you can say, hey, I'm actually not looking for a friends with benefits scenario. I'm looking for a relationship. So it seems like what we want doesn't match up. So I wish you the best on your search. You can be classy about it. here's the
Gotcha.
thing, and I coach so many women on this because it's so true. You have to be honest with yourself, and this is a whole other episode, Kay, and everyone else. But you have to be honest with yourself about what does physical intimacy mean to you? What is the level of investment that is associated with physical intimacy? So many of us can kind of kid ourselves and be like, oh, it's just, it's whatever, or I just enjoy it. But for a lot of us, there is a level of investment that comes with physical intimacy. So if you are man or woman, you want to make sure that the person has earned that investment, right?
Sure.
You want to think about it this way. You don't want to just invest in anything, right? You have to have gathered the data, know that it's worth it. So.
Amen. Dr. Morgan.
Amen. Amen.
So
Yeah.
good. You killed it. You want me to tease real quick? Next week's episode is we touched on it a little bit, but it's how to find love while being a boss. So yeah, we have Farah Neoteric.
Right.
Yes, the amazing.
Oh.
We had a conversation with her. She's
I
building a
love
social
her.
media empire. She's an absolutely stunning person, like incredible badass. Like, and yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, that's next week. So we'll
So
talk
we'll be
with her.
we'll be kind of continuing this conversation, but probably from a little bit different angle, and we'll get a little deeper. So that's going to be so much fun. Better be here next week if you liked this week's episode. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Awesome.
Dr. Morgan, you have an amazing training coming up. I think that, and it's a free training. Like what's going on?
Yeah. Okay, so if you're a woman, I have a Facebook community that is called Successful Women Great Relationships. Shaky Noodle, Shayla is there. If you go to Facebook and you just search Successful Women Great Relationships, you can join the community. And I'm crazy. I'm doing totally free training at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I did it today, and I'm doing it tomorrow, and I'm doing it Saturday. So go join the Facebook community, and we'll hang out. And it's live, so I will answer whatever questions you have. And the topics are attachment theory, and then what to do when you are anxiously attached or avoidantly attached. They tell you how to cope with it. So really valuable stuff. And right now it is just for women. So come hang out, come say hi. Yep.
So cool.
Thanks, Blake. Yeah, I wish you could come, but it is for women only. So.
No, it's so cool because like people don't. I mean, you're an amazingly accomplished dating coach. You have a top 50 podcast on dating in the country. You do these incredible like trainings. Like we are so lucky to have you. I feel so fortunate I'm able to do the show with you. It's unreal for me.
Aw. Blake, I am so lucky to do this show with you. You are an incredible human, and I love how much positive energy you give everyone and the support, and you bring everybody together. So honestly, I feel so lucky to do the show with you, and I absolutely love this community of people who is willing to get vulnerable and share their stories. It's amazing. So
Great, Dr. Morgan. The appreciation level is off the scale. And everyone else, thank you so much. This was Love Quest. We do this every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. Join us. We do this for you. Any final words, Dr. Morgan?
there's no failure in dating. Get out there.
Get out there, and you all have some homework to do tonight. Come up with your 5 non-negotiables. Come up with your 5 things that would be great.
Bonus.
Well,
yes.
That would be the bonus. Dr. Morgan, I love you.
All.
Appreciate
love
you so much. You're the absolute best. Bye, everyone. We will see you next Thursday. Yes.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you soon. See you next Thursday.
Peace.
Okay. Well, let's finally see how this ends, and then we will end the show. And we'll end by going out of this world. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.